Oh, it's baked in. Hello and welcome to America's Premier Experts. I'm your host, Mark Grimm. On America's Premier Experts, we interview the best and brightest minds across the world to find solutions to help you grow your business and to even change your life. Our special guest today, Mr. Prepared, Larry Frank, who wants to talk about something that really is a life or death situation, everyone having their own emergency card.
Thank you.
Yep. Great to have you, Larry.
Exactly. It's my emergency card, and everyone should carry one.
And this card has a bunch of information, all
it does.
Medical information. You know, it's a little yellow card like this.
It does. It has your name, your address, some brief medical information on it, allergies, what you're allergic to,
it's
blood type.
You go to a doctor today, sometimes they tell you come here 20 minutes early because you have to fill out all the paperwork. Oh my goodness.
The big clipboard.
Yeah, and if this is emergency, I'm going to the emergency room, they don't have time to ask this question. You might not even be able to speak. How do they know what medicines to shoot in?
They don't.
Yeah.
In fact, 95% of first responders look for medical emergency information at the scene of an accident, and most of the time they don't find any. And the sad thing is 106,000 people died last year because they carried no medical information. And in addition to that, 400,000 people were injured.
Wow, so 100,000 people dead simply because they didn't have the information in time.
Exactly.
In order to with all this new technology and this latest breaking stuff, you can't use it if you don't know what you're dealing with. Particularly, like you talk about allergies or something. What if, you don't even know if somebody's allergic to something.
Correct. So they treat them at the scene the best they can. They get them to the emergency room, and for some reason, it didn't go right, and they died. And I'm trying to prevent that from happening, and trying to save lives by getting everybody to carry the emergency
card. And it's a you talk about preparation saving lives. This is a tangible example as you can think of.
Exactly.
So when you say Mr. Prepared, you're saying everybody needs to be prepared, right?
Exactly, and it doesn't have to happen.
Yeah.
And so,
what got you started in this, Larry?
What got me started in this? Back when I was a kid, about 14, 15, I bought a wallet at a store, and it had a little ID card on it with your name, address, and had a contact number. And I didn't know any better, so I filled it out and actually carried it.
Yeah.
And then I expanded on it with medical information as such as, well, they should know my blood type in case I need some blood.
Yeah.
And it just expanded, and I kept handwritten information in my wallet for 35 years until I got the idea to create the card. So I actually put pencil to paper and figured out what information should be on the card.
What information is on the card?
Well, name, address, phone number,
contact,
3 contact informations, blood type, allergies, current medications that you're now taking, the stuff they need to know quickly so they can treat you effectively. So.
Now you worked for Ford for 30 years.
I did.
You're from the the Michigan area. We all know about the troubles they've seen. So it's interesting that you moved from that transition to this one, based on really a childhood experience that you had.
Well, I've always been a preparedness type person. There were 6 kids in the family. We had to be prepared to get into the bathroom in the morning. We had a 3-bedroom house, one bathroom.
I'm one of 9 kids. I get that one.
8 people, mom and dad. And
if you're not ready, you missed your bathroom chance, right? Yeah.
And you missed breakfast.
Yeah, and breakfast.
So we do a lot of preparing the night before. My mom on us to get the clothes ready, get your lunches ready, be prepared. And so that's carried out through my life. And I was lucky. I got a factory job when I was 19. It was a good paying job with benefits. And back in the early 70s, like I said, it was a good paying job. And I worked for 30 years and retired 7 years ago from there with my 30 year and got my big whopping pension check. But I've always thought preparedness. I was a Boy Scout when I was young.
Oh, why am I not surprised about that?
I mean, the motto, be prepared.
That's right, yeah.
So it's just transitioned through my life.
And it's just, being prepared on everything is, we all know the experience when we're well prepared, we're nailing it. And we also know the experience when we're not well prepared, oh boy. But, you're talking about a life and death situation with medical card.
Exactly. The emergency card is important.
And it's the wave of the future. You're really on the cutting edge, Larry, because we know our new president, Obama, has said by 2015 he wants to have a lot of these cards in place.
Exactly. And everything's going electronic like everything else. All the medical information is going to be put on the internet, and hospitals and doctors are already talking to each other on a small scale. And the emergency card's taking it to the individual and the family. And to get their records online, it's going to end up there in the future.
Oh, sure. And so much, and any doctor will tell you this, so much of healthcare is paperwork. That's money being wasted just in inefficiencies. passing paper.
So if you get your records online, there's no more clipboard when you walk into the doctor.
Oh my goodness.
You can just give them your card, they can punch up your ID number, and up comes your medical information, all the past surgeries you've had in the past. You know, it's all right there. It'll make the doctor office run more efficiently. They should
At less cost.
At less cost.
Yep.
And less employees possibly.
There's so many aspects of this, Larry. The organ donation, which is it's so frustrating to me because, and I've covered folks where I've interviewed folks who died simply because they couldn't get an organ, and yet people die every day and don't give their organs up, and we could solve the organ donation problem today.
Exactly.
If people who died passed on their organs, and it doesn't happen.
Currently, 7 people in the United States die every day from waiting for an organ, and that could be changed very simply with a good marketing program to increase organ donation. So,
and people are resistant to it. They say, well, I don't want somebody cutting up my organs, as if it really mattered once you're dead. But to really see somebody who gets life from this, and I've seen it, it's profound. And it's a shame to actually see somebody die. And you said 7 people die every day
in the
for no
United
reason.
States. Exactly.
Yeah.
And one organ donor can help 25 people.
And a lot of that is part of having the information because, as you know, when someone is near death or about to die, you have to move quickly on an organ or else they're no longer useful.
Exactly.
So again, that's the kind of late-breaking information that people need to have.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
And because you're an organ donor doesn't mean that they'll actually take your organs. When somebody does die, the circumstances have to be just right so they can harvest.
And there's a lot about matching too.
Exactly.
All the more reason why you need the right information to match them up. And it has to, you know, they put it on a plane and ice and boom, they send it out.
Exactly.
You know. How's your business going?
Business is good. It's just getting off the ground. So right now people can access my website and download a free emergency card, and we're getting people daily doing that. And we're looking to grow this into a service business with the PHRs and get everybody online. So we're looking to grow it.
All right. And it's easy to find you, MrPrepared.com.
Yeah.
It's MR period or
No,
just no period yet?
MR Prepared.
MR Prepared, so they don't screw up on the URL address.
Right, MrPrepared.com.
But certainly they can find out more about you, how to get the card, what kind of information, all the details they need.
Exactly.
And it's certainly a valuable service, Larry.
Exactly. There's also information on there about disaster preparedness for hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, whatever geographic portion of the United States you live in. There's different ways to be prepared for whatever happens most frequently in your area.
All right, a true Boy Scout and someone who really is making a life or death difference. Larry Frank, Mr. Prepared. It's great spending time with you today.
Thank you.